That's right, another commentary and variety channel. Just what YouTube needs. Except this one occasionally has a singing husky in the background. Starring my dog's fox toy, who may inevitably make a background appearance no matter how much I edit the sound. The budget of 16-year-old me. Plant children that I'm desperately hoping to keep alive for sustenance. Unfortunately, I really don't think these ones are going to make it. Obligate intro, bad lighting. The obligatory one clean wall in the entire place. Making things up on the spot because of poor planning, as in, I already tied this back up because I didn't do all of the things I thought I was going to need for this intro video. This is my dog, and you know what? He's beautiful. In fact, probably more beautiful than yours. Look, I said probably, okay? Don't come for me because you think your dog's cuter than mine. Co-starring any semblance of comfort to chase away the existential dread, everything wrong in my life, and dysphoria. So that I don't live as a walking John Mulaney joke. There, I fixed it, didn't it? Guest appearances by Critical Thinking, being a walking shitpost, an animated me, and audio-only versions if it's a low to no spoons day, and I'm sorry, I don't understand what these words mean. You poor thing, did you need help with your lines? Yeah, oh, let's see. That's sarcastic. That's the word you're looking for. Sarcasm. Sarcasm. No. Sarcasm. No. Say it with me. Sarcastic. Sarcastic. I'm sorry? Not being sarcastic. The idea is that you want to maybe not be sarcastic. You know, kind of the antithesis to everything you've done. No. I understand the whole, like, not being or, like, sometimes being, but what? Okay, come here. Do you remember when you were a little kid and your biology professor had to tell you in like a meeting on the side that you were too much of a perfectionist and so that's why you weren't ever handing in your homework because everything needed to be absolutely perfect because, you know, gifted talented kid syndrome? Or what about with your middle school and high school comic books teacher Alec, who basically taught you about when you're being bullied, you know, how fighting, of course, isn't the answer, and you still know that, but basically that there were healthier coping mechanisms to get by. Yeah, and so you can use art to do that. Did you ever think how maybe this video was just like a whole over-the-top way of doing that, of just introducing the fact that you really want to talk about serious things like ableism in light of the pandemic, or interesting things like let's talk about why we're interested in dystopian things, and, you know, well, research topic, and maybe it has nothing to do with caricatures. It just has to go back to the fact that there are bullies out there and you would rather they focus on something completely ridiculous, and you would rather they make fun of something over the top and ridiculous that's no way in any way true, because that's easier than having to deal with the bullies in real life, or, you know, people who are transphobic, or people or anti-maskers and things like that. So maybe that's why you have to do this completely nonsensical video, just to loosely introduce things you would like to talk about, even though this video has nothing to do with any of them. Does that sound about right? So, welcome to OverAnalytica. Let's fuck around and find out.